Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So in today's video we're going to be drawing Saphira, a very famous fictional dragon. And I don't really know why I specified that she is in fact fictional, because there are no other real life dragons to compare her to, apart from maybe a Komodo dragon. You'll see in this line art clip that I'm doing that I started out, I only did the outline and a little bit of detail around the nose and eyes. I made a little wiggle around the edges just to kind of denote the idea of scales. I didn't really match it to any particular scales that I had drawn. And here we are working with my Faber-Castell polychromo pencils. It's been a long time since I actually drew a dragon like this in this amount of detail. And to be honest, I don't really know what the value of drawing every single scale with this amount of definition is in a drawing. Sometimes it can make it a lot more flat than you really intended, and you'll kind of see me struggle as it goes on with really getting the proper depth and shape to the scales. So why did I feel like drawing Saphira specifically? Well, because I never liked the book art. The cover of the book of Eragon, she wasn't cool. You know, I like my dragons to look cool and spiky and scaly, and not whatever sort of a fleshy snake that was, with these like really flat scales. And these scales that they drew down her neck were like all curled up like old parchment or something. Yeah, like there wasn't a single thing about that drawing that I liked, and I felt very cross when I read the book and the description of Saphira and how, you know, proud that she was. She's even a little bit vain, you would say, and she's obsessed with how bright and vibrant and shiny her scales are, like sapphires. And yeah, I feel like the cover art just really let her down. I didn't particularly base this on any, you know, book description. I feel like she had a lot more horns. She might have had a crown of horns in the book, I don't remember. And I certainly didn't base it off her look in the film, because we don't talk about the Eragon film. So now we're getting to her eye. I think blue eyes are probably my favourite thing in the world ever to draw, especially with a fantasy element to it, because you can kind of go crazy with the colours and the reflections. I put in yellow in close to the pupil. I get purple out near the edges of the iris. I think overall I use like 5 different colours for the eye. And you can see on her cheek there, just on the back of her mandible, that I was kind of struggling once I changed the shape of the scales to the more triangular form. I really struggled to get the proper shape and definition. I wasn't really sure where my shadows should fall. And I had the same problem then going into the neck a little bit, but you will see soon that I eventually figure it out and I get to something that I'm a lot happier with as we start going down the neck. And right now we're taking a short break from our regularly scheduled programming. Wow, I don't know why that's so hard to say. To meet my beautiful cat, Puka. Puka was in a very fine mood on this particular day. She's normally not nearly as friendly, but I don't know what got into her, but she wanted all the cuddles. So this is where I finally find my stride with colouring in these scales, and I'm starting to get the proper shape and form of the neck and the way that the light is reflecting off of them and the way that the shadows are falling as well. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out, because like I said, I hadn't drawn a dragon in a very long time, and certainly not in this level of detail. So I was actually very concerned that I wouldn't really be able to pull it off and I'd fall into that trap of the scales looking just wrong in some way. And why am I suddenly drawing a dragon, you may ask? Well, because I got kind of bored of realism art recently, which is kind of ironic considering it is still pretty much the only thing I draw. But I'm branching out. I'm starting to go into a little bit less of the photorealism. I'm starting to experiment, expand the colours I'm using. I mean, bright blue is like my favourite colour ever. And I'm just trying to have fun with my art and not fall into that trap of forcing myself to make the most realistic drawing ever, because it's not healthy. I was never happy with anything I produced, and honestly, I mean, drawing this was so fun, and I'm about to out myself in a minute that I did in fact draw this picture 2 years ago. That is how slow I am with my editing process for these videos, but nonetheless I'm still extremely happy with how it came out. And to be honest, I haven't drawn a dragon since, but I have reasons. We'll get around to that. And now we're approaching the end of this character study, and I'm going to show you the big reveal now in just a few seconds. But I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I promise there is more to come at possibly a very slow rate. But I do have every good intention for 2023, and I hope that you might subscribe and follow along for this journey. I'll see you in the next one.